A brash former mayor of London.
The chances of me being Prime Minister are about as good as finding Elvis on Mars.
Known to many for his political opportunism and for his staunch support of Brexit.
Let's take back control of huge sums of money, take back control of immigration, take back control of our democracy. Let's vote for freedom.
Boris Johnson could be Britain's next Prime Minister. So, who is he? Johnson worked for many years as a journalist in Britain. He was fired by the London Times for inventing a quote. It was in Brussels where Johnson made a name for himself, writing for the Daily Telegraph. He wrote a string of articles ridiculing European Union bureaucracy that were often exaggerated or wrong. In 2008, he was elected mayor of London.
Boris Johnson, the next mayor of London.
And he was re-elected 4 years later. It was London's 2012 Summer Olympics that put him on the radar for many people in the rest of the world. But in Britain, he's been associated with one thing in recent years: Brexit.
Now this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance for us to take back control of this country.
When he was mayor of London, Johnson sometimes spoke favorably about the common market with the European Union. But perhaps recognizing a political opportunity, Johnson became one of Brexit's most vocal supporters.
When you look at the EU now, it makes me think of some badly designed undergarment that has now become too tight in some places and dangerously loose in other places.
Johnson's critics say his strong backing for leaving the European Union was purely tactical. And after a successful campaign, Theresa May named him Foreign Secretary in 2016. But Johnson said he thought May's Brexit proposal was too conciliatory to Europe. Rather than supporting her plan, Johnson resigned in protest.
I will shortly leave the job.
Last month, May announced she was stepping aside as Prime Minister, and the stars aligned for Johnson to try and take over the job he always wanted.
I am standing to be leader of the Conservative Party.
Johnson has supported a so-called no-deal Brexit, which means leaving the European Union with no agreement in place. About the only thing Parliament can agree on is that it doesn't support a no-deal Brexit. So for all of Johnson's bluster about leaving the EU without a deal, it may be just that. So what's next for Johnson? If he does win the Prime Minister job, his first task is going to be taking on, you guessed it, Brexit. But he's in for a fight. His own Conservative Party is split on the issue, and he may also face opposition from protesters. Thousands have been taking to the streets, hoping for a long-shot chance to reverse course on splitting with the EU. So Johnson could find himself at the center of a turbulent time for Britain, and he may be just fine with that.